In this video, we're going to do an introduction to Takt planning for trade partners. And I really want this information to get all the way to as many of the trade partners on your project so that they can be bought in and really reap the rewards of this system. So stay with us. So what is Takt planning? Why would you want it? Why is the general contractor changing it now? What in the world is going on? We're going to answer all of those right now in this very quick video. So first and foremost, Takt, T-A-K-T, is a German word for rhythm or baton. It really symbolizes that you do work on a drum beat or on a rhythm. That's called your takt or your takt time. And so what we're talking about when we say takt, it's really this simple. It means that when you as a trade partner are going through the project, and let's just take a 40,000 square foot floor for an example, instead of throwing somebody into that area and pushing you to get done, we break up the floor into key zones and trades move through this in what's called one process flow according to, like I said, that takt time. Now, this enables a couple of key things. The only way to flow in construction is number one, if you have leveled zones. What this means is that each of your zones, regardless of the square footage, have a similar amount of effort, meaning the level of effort in each zone is similar. That will enable you to flow from zone to zone to zone and to really be productive. Number two, the trades that are going into this, let's say that this is trade number one, trade number two, and then you have 3, 4, 5 respectively. If you have trades that are slower than the other, it will slow you down. You won't go any faster. Like let's say that this trade can go decently fast, this one is slow. It doesn't matter what trades come behind that, you will never go faster than this slowest trade. So we might break them up into 2 crews, we might add additional labor, we might do something to level the work so that each trade and each zone are pretty leveled throughout. That is how you flow. So that means that we must have leveled crews, okay? The other thing that we must do to make sure that we're flowing is we have to have the right number of zones. So I'm going to tell you something that's really hard to understand until you actually model it from a mathematical standpoint. The more zones, let's just take this 40,000 square feet, the more zones you have, the faster you'll go. The smaller your zone size is, the faster you'll go. That is a mathematical law. And so yes, you have greenies, yes, you have duct, yes, you have gang boxes, yes, you have a minimal space that you can work in. So we're not going to get too small, but we definitely don't want 10,000, 12,000, 15,000 square foot areas. So having the right zone size and the right zone count on your building is crucial. If you don't have that right, or if the GC doesn't have that right, we could be wasting weeks and sometimes months of wasted time, money out of your pocket. These are the 3 key things that enable trades to go the same speed and the same distance apart through the project. Now, this might seem a little controlling because when we look at this zone, we're expecting you, trade partner, to not only fit within the time limit, but to fit within the zone. And you're probably not used to that. But I'm telling you that if we all start to work in those parameters, we will go faster than if you were the only one going fast. Meaning you cannot go any faster or do any better than the slowest and most incapable trade partner on your project. So this system gets everyone working at the same speed, the same distance apart, same quality, and in the same manner. So we expect you to plan, so I'll put a P, with your crew, then go do the work inside that zone and actually build it right the first time. And then we expect you to finish, inspect, clean, and demobilize from that zone in what's called one process flow. If you do that, the job will optimize as a whole and you will make so much money. Now, not all general contractors are as good at this as some of the best, right? But we have to get in this direction. We have to go with this. We have to start thinking in zones. We have to start thinking in takt time, the amount of time we have to do each zone if we're ever going to have trade flow. So let me show you this last concept. Trade flow is all about you. You know who benefits? You. You know who makes more money? You. Do you know who's protected? You. The biggest problem in this industry, bar none, is when, let's say, just your trade, inside a normal CPM schedule, your flow goes pretty good, and then at the end of the schedule, you start having stacking, and somebody expects you to be in 8 places at once. That hurts your people, that slows you down. Next thing they do is they ask you to add more people, bring out all the materials all at once, and to throw money at the problem. And at that point, you're trying to put a fire out using $100 bills, just throwing them on the fire. You are burning so much money at that point, and you're going to go so far behind schedule that it's counterproductive for everyone. This is one of the greatest sins in construction, and it's what I call trade burdening. In Takt, you don't have that. On the top, you have time. And on the left, you have location. And so once we have location broken up by zones, guess what shows up beautifully that we can manage? Your crew going from zone to zone to zone in time, and it will look like a beautiful cascade, and you'll see this diagonal flow, and that is called trade flow. When you have trade flow, and you have the right number of zones, and your zones are leveled, and your crews are leveled going through those zones, you will go faster than any other possible method or scenario in construction. And so takt planning is all about protecting this line of balance. You will benefit from it. So when you see this, please work with the zones. Please work with the takt time. Please attempt to level it. Please protect that trade flow. Please work with the project team and stay within those parameters. I'm not going to tell you too much else because I want this to be a short video. But as you learn it, as you play the simulation, as you learn about takt planning, as you take the Takt production system courses, as you start to experiment with the general contractor, as you learn the principles and read the books, and listen to the podcast and become aware of this system, I promise you there will be a day where you will decide it's so beneficial that you'll never go back. And so I'm a 23, which doesn't sound very long, but a 23-year career field engineer, superintendent, and field director. My goal is to protect workers and foremen. My goal is to protect trades. This is it. And we have to head in this direction if we're ever going to take care of the trade partners the way we should. You're amazing. You're wonderful. We need you. We finish projects in spite of poorly run projects and in spite of bad general contractors. Trade partners, crews, and foremen get it done. You are the real deal. You are what's holding this industry up and keeping it going. And so it's time for you to be respected. This is the system. Please take it seriously. Please learn and contact me if you ever want to know what the next step is. I'll give you my phone number in the description and my email. But I do want to say this is the system and our only way to increase your productivity and protect your people. So I hope you've enjoyed this. On we go.